Hello, everybody. Welcome to another FAQ Monday. I'm your host, Fluff, and I hope you all had a wonderful holiday and a safe Christmas. And I hope you guys got some sweet, sweet stuff, even though that isn't the spirit of Christmas. It's, it's about being with family. It's not about presents. Although I certainly don't mind getting cool stuff. What was that saying that Tim Allen did on Home Improvement all those years ago? Holidays isn't about having fun, it's about being with family. Am I right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Just, I love you, Mom, in case you're watching. I love you. Tell Dad I said hi. First question. Hey, Fluff. I just purchased a set of Jimmy clips and would like to know if you use them for all your guitars when recording, or whether you just use them for when you play by yourself. Thanks, keep it metal. I still get a ton of questions about what that little clip thing is right above the nut on my headstock on most of my guitars, and that is this little guy. It is called a Jimmy clip, and I so happen to have a guitar right here to demonstrate. I have my Les Paul, and when you're playing, and recording in particular, but live applications as well, when you're doing some super staccato, power chording or chording at all and stopping, you will often get a ring out. And it will come through the amp. And you don't really notice it's there until you mute this. And in some cases, it always depends on the guitar. In between the stop tail and the bridge, you don't ever notice that it's there until you mute and notice it's not there anymore, and then you can't unhear it, kind of a thing. So when I'm recording and when I'm playing ever, you simply take this clip and you put it right behind the strings, and it's out of the way, and it looks good too. It's much better than the tape. You get the tape residue on the back of the headstock, and this is just super clean and super awesome. Link down below if you want to get yourself a pair or two. Aye, Fluffison, saw the new Gibson 2014 your wife got you. How does that thing play? Been wanting to get one and would love to hear your opinion past just a demo video. Thanks, boy. For those of you who follow my Instagrams and my Facebooks, my wife got me a 2014 Tobacco Burst Gibson Les Paul, traditional, kind of a late birthday, early wedding anniversary, Christmas present kind of a thing. And yes, my wife is that cool. And there's actually a lot of differences between the 2014 and the 2012 traditional, mainly the fit and finish on the trim work and on the binding on the fretboard on the 2014 is worlds better than what it is on the 2014. The neck is also, man, I would probably say one of the biggest necks I have ever played on a guitar besides the Ibanez Fireman, the Paul Gilbert model. This neck is the same size as my buddy's R9 Collector's Choice The Beast guitar. Tony from Windowpane. What's going on, Tony? And yeah, the neck is astoundingly huge. And it's also an extremely heavy guitar. Interestingly enough, there is no weight relief whatsoever on the 2014, and it comes in at 9.6 pounds. My 2012 has traditional weight relief, which is just the Swiss cheese holes, and it's 9.2 pounds. So I can't even imagine what my 2012 would be if it did not have any weight relief at all. I mean, I like a heavy guitar. I love a heavy guitar, but 10 plus pounds, that's a little bit much. My RD back there, that weighs 11. It's a very, very beastly guitar. And you gotta eat your Wheaties when you play that thing. But yeah, it's a wonderful guitar. I love it to death, and it has my my new Old Imperial signature pickups in it, which I'll be doing a video for very, very soon to show all you guys, and you will get to see the guitar plenty in that. Do you think that solid state amps one day will be as good as Valve/Tube amp? Which is your favorite solid state amp? Cheers, devil horns. To say something is good as another is a pretty subjective thing, and really it just boils down to what your personal preference is. However, with solid state, it can be done well, in my opinion. And too many companies just kind of skimp and think, good enough. And it really takes a company to really put in the effort to make a good solid state amp. And it can be done for example, my favorite solid state amp that you asked about, sir, is this guy. This is a Randall Century 200 amp, the dime bag amp. This is the same kind of amp that was used on Pantera's Vulgar Display of Power and the Far Beyond Driven album. That's that amp. And when you put a boost in front of it, it is instant Pantera. It is unbelievably good. And it's huge, warm, and ear-splittingly loud. And the cleans sound great. And the dirty channel is just obviously amazing. And that was made in 1991. So good solid state has been around for a long time, but it really tapered off in the last 10 to 15 years. But no one did it better than Randall, in my opinion. They had the RG100 ES. They had the Century heads, which are actually fairly rare because that was a transitional period for US music when Randall got sold. So these were really only made for 2 or 3 years from what I understand. And then Randall has always just done really, really solid state stuff. All the Crowbar records are Randall solid state amps. And even today you can get the Randall, I think it's the RG 1503 solid state head for like $399, and it's insanely good. I will try to get one of those for you guys to check out. But yeah, you know, the solid state can sound good, and I used to gig with 2 RG100 heads, and they were just amazing. So yeah, the solid state can be just as good as tube in every way, and more reliable, certainly. But it just takes that company to just go that extra step and not write it off as something that's only for beginners. I think that's really been the problem traditionally. My suggestion to you this week is to go check out the video of me hanging out with Devin Townsend for Evertune. Devin was super, super cool, and it was the opening night of the North American tour with Animals as leaders, and I showed up to the venue. It was so cold. And he was in the back room with his entire setup, playing and geeking out on reverbs. And then Townsend came by, and me and Devin and Townsend from Animals as leaders were talking about foot switching and Axe-FXs versus tube amps, and it was surreal. It was awesome. And I am happy to report that Devin is a bigger gear geek than me or anybody else, really. I mean, that guy is a hardcore gear nerd, and he is so passionate and just loves the music and everything that comes with it. It was really refreshing to see. And Devin, I thank you so much for being so accommodating and so cool, and I wish I could have shot all of the conversations that we had, but unfortunately there just wasn't enough time or battery life in the camera. That's all I got for you guys this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Checking. And it's good. I'm not saying there's Baileys in my coffee, but there might be Baileys in my coffee because it's Christmas vacation. There's no Baileys in this coffee. I only like, a little bit of milk, a little bit of sugar. That's it. Cafe style, really. I don't know why I'm talking about coffee. Are you even watching this anymore? If you are watching this, congratulations. You have found the secret Easter egg of this FAQ Monday, which isn't that secret.